So, plan of attack. We're going to the end fairly soon-ish. So I'm going to try to finish the village because I want to get everything done. The last big things. I want to finish taking the houses and transforming the cherry, especially the middle one. Probably build some bigger farms, kind of like down here, in like this area down here. Put the beach to use a little bit. Build some farms out here, and then that is pretty much the bulk of it. Maybe I'll add like a watchtower, like a clock tower or something. But the main gist is getting these houses terraformed and then adding some landscaping, pretty much. And that is all I need to do, so let's get building.
Alright people, this is the boring episode, and that we're gonna be building some shit. In the next episode, we're heading to the end to kill the Ender Dragon, collect gear and elytras, and defeat the Wither to end off the series. So, before we do that, I want to finish adding the last finishing touches on Cherryville before we go. So, we're going to be starting off by taking down some of the last remaining oak houses from the original village, and building cherry houses in their place. After demolishing some houses, I realized that I wanted the upper sections of Cherryville to be centered around farming. So I turned an existing cherry house into a storage unit and decided to head further into the hills to make a lake with a river that would flow all the way through the village to it.
So what I'm thinking of doing is we're like just past Sienna's house right now. It's like just over there in the trees. We're a little up here. What I want to do is like flatten this out in a way to make it like a pond or a lake. And then have a river going to the village that acts kind of like as the rivers for all the farms. It'd take a while, but I think I can figure it out. I just gotta sort it and layer it in like a good way. So we'll get some dirt, we can get going. Because this is like the last big thing I want to do is for the farmland. So yeah, it should work.
But once I got the river outlined and set up, I went to detailing it with a variety of blocks like coarse dirt, mossy cobblestone, and pink petals. After this, I redid the stairs that were leading up to the upper level of the village that Nick did in the first episode, and got to work on some fence pens for various crops and animals. This was the main bulk of the building that I focused on for the first few hours of the day.
So here, the last thing that I want to touch on, probably for the village, is the middle house. I want to basically just change the color palette out from oak to cherry wood. We'll see how that goes though. I'm going to do that later though, because I'll just do it later because I've already done enough and I'm tired.
Alright, the center house is now swapped to cherry wood. Now we just have a couple more things to do, the list of which that I wrote down in a book and quill. Firstly, I want to add a small boat and fishing dock near the coast. It's not necessarily a mandatory feature, but it is fun for a little bit of attention to detail. We still have one more house to figure out. In this case, we're just going to fix it by swapping out the color palette, similar to how we did with the center house in the village. I also want to make a graveyard that's kind of out of the way from the main village, but is still connected via some of the roads. I want to finish the decor around the village, mostly just being grass, a lot of grass. And lastly, I want to make some diamond armor sets for both Nick and Sienna from when we venture into the end in the next episode. There's quite a lot to do on this now second day of the building episode, so let's just get cracking. And now, we're finally ready. I think everything is all done here in Cherryville. When you join us next week, it's off to the end to face off against our greatest challengers yet, the Ender Dragon and the Wither, as well as not falling in the void. I'll see you then.